Morning everybody, Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Have another shave of the day for you. And today we're delving into another sample that I have been really enjoying. Is Ozark Mountain from Stirling. It smells like a pine forest with a little bit of underlying green notes with kind of like a dried leaves. It's kind of like autumn glory meets a heavy pine forest. It's a wet pine forest, and you get that warm, damp, humid. Kind of also reminds me of when I was down in South Carolina, down in their pine forest. It smells really good. It's an enjoyable scent. Lathers up really nice. That piney note comes right to the fore. You got that greeny, kind of brown, dark scent coming across too. Really nice. Lathers up really nice. And it's like, a small amount goes a long way. All right. And today's razor is the Krisp razor. The Krisp razor, along with some Statum blades, putting it together, first use on the Statums. So that's going to be our shaver. And obviously we're going to follow up with a little bit Old Spice. I'm an Old Spice guy. It's kind of hard for me to beat that. I suppose I could eventually get a sample, or not a sample, but a Ozark Mountain stuff from Stirling, the Splash, which would work. But hey, if Old Spice makes me happy, I'm going to use it. One way to get your money to go around. Yeah, it's like, as much as you'd want to, and you want to buy so many things, it's like, there's only so much room in the house for so many things. So you gotta work on what's important and what's not. It's like right now I got a lot of soaps in here, and I can shave every day for probably 2 years and still not get through it all. So right now I'm happy with my samples. But there's a few of soaps of the samples I would like to get a full tub of, just because I like them so much. And this is one of them. I really like this scent on this a lot. And I think Jimmy over NYC Shaving, it's his favorite also. So it works pretty good. This is a nice little razor. Equivalent of like a Mercor 34C or an Edwin Jagger or a King C Gillette when it comes to the sharpness of it. Works good. And I do have a, like as usual every time, I do have a slight barrier of Barbasol 19 on, add the initial slickness. So, one of those things where I do. I like that Barbasol 1919. If you haven't tried it, it makes a great pre-shave. And it's not that expensive either. You get a big old tub of it, you know, a big old thing of this big. I think it was like $6-7, something like that. It's not expensive. And it lasts a long time. And you use about a large pea size amount. Just smear it on your face and works good. At least for me. The other day, it was yesterday I guess, listening to the radio, and they had one of the talk radio shows. That's on there. They had a commercial come on about a oil, shaving oils. Use this shaving oil to make your shaving experience better. I'm like, okay. I never heard of your product, but it's being advertised on this popular show. I'm like, interesting. It's like I've seen the the shaving industry changed so much in my lifetime. Or when I was a young kid, this was when I'm doing the classic shaving was how you shaved. And you did have some, individuals use electric shavers, and I used to have an electric shaver. I tossed it eventually. I had no use for it, but when I, like I said, when I was in the field, it was like a lot nicer to try to shave with just an electric razor, knock off the beard. You could put a couple passes a day, and you were done, instead of sitting there when I first was shaving back in the day, and when I was in the field, it was like make up some lather and all that, and using your canteen cup to make the lather in, and it was like, okay, I'm just gonna use shave Barbasol shave cream, go that route. And then it was like, okay, and I was using my 1986 Black Beauty at the same time, and eventually I was like, like electric shaver's a lot easier. But yeah, back in the day, it's like you had a lot of Norelco. I remember the Norelco commercials, because they had the little I don't know, what was it, Santa Claus, or was it a snowman? I can't remember. One of the two, going through the snow, especially down the holidays time. Get your man for the holidays, a Norelco razor. And he also was advertising, the different kinds of blades and that you could get, and those newfangled disposable razors were, you had commercials for those, like the Bics. And obviously you got inundated with tons of especially during when you're watching sports like football and baseball. You got all the former athletes pushing the aftershaves, and you had like, always remember the English leather. My man wears English leather or nothing at all. I'm like, I'd like to give you that guy. Yeah. A lot of nostalgia. And obviously when I started, it's like things started phasing out about the time I started shaving. And then by the mid 80s, it was, this type of shaving was almost dead for being advertised. No one was producing DE shavers. I think it was 86 or 87 the last time Gillette made a Black Beauty, and everybody was pushing those disposable razors. That was the thing. That was the thing, unfortunately. And I'm not sure exactly what caused the resurgence of classic shaving. What brought it about? I'm not sure. Oh. Don't know. And suddenly it's like, hey, you can buy razor blades by the 100-pack now for the same price it used to cost me for $5. I'm like, I'm back in the business again. It's like when you would go to the store and it's like $5-6 for 5 blades, and you're like, no, I can buy a pack of disposable razor heads for the same price, practically. It's like $8. Get 4 of them, and those 4 would last me 2 months. And you're like, I might get a month out of that 5-pack. You're like, you're looking at the economy of it. And now, like, I think it cost me, these Statum blades, it was like $6 or something like that, and I got 100. It was like, you're talking 6 cents a blade. yeah, I can shave 2-3 times with them and feel happy about tossing them out. So it has been a interesting ride over the years. How I have watched everything change one way or the other. Now you have the new individuals that have come into it, and all they know is this current environment where it's like you're being inundated with hundreds of, it's like literally seems like hundreds of companies that provide shaving gear. And it's like, buy this, buy that. And I'm like looking at this and going, wow. Back in the day, you might have had your choice of 2-3 different type of blades. You had your choice of one razor. Sometimes it was two. It was back in the 70s, you had 2 razors. You had the Schick and the Gillette. That was your 2 choices that I knew of. And the 2 choices of shave soap that I remember was always the it's smooth. Wow, there's nothing there. You had Old Spice shave. You get an Old Spice shave puck, or you can get the Williams. That was it. That's all you ever seen. Now imagine in other markets, you know, larger markets maybe. Let's say if you found yourself in like New York or something where you had a large collection of stuff, you might have seen some of the European brands and stuff like that. I didn't see that stuff. It's like Tabak or Tabak or whatever you want to call it. Or Taba. And it's like you didn't have those. And I never even knew they existed until a couple of years ago. When you started seeing, it's like people like, oh, they've been around since the 50s. I'm like, well, I've never seen them. So that was kind of an interesting thing. But well, I've said it before, my one grandfather was an Old Spice guy and the other one was a Williams guy. My dad was an Old Spice guy. So stands a reason why I end up being an Old Spice guy. I was just like, you smell it on your dad, and he's like, I like that scent. And then my grandfather, he was an Old Spice slash wild country guy. So you would get both. And then when I would you'd go fishing, come back in, and you would be done cleaning the fish, and your hands would smell like, you know, fish. He'd hand you the bottle of either Old Spice or Wild Country, and you'd splash it on your hands, and it would help after you wash, you know, scrubbed out with a lava soap. And add a little bit of that on it, and you would end up covering up a lot of that scent you'd have from the fish. I do have to say, I think this head is almost like a Mercor 34C. I think it was made in Germany, so it might be the same company that made it. Just it's a 3-piece. You take the head apart, and then you got the head plate with the bars on it, and then you got the bottom plate, and then you screw it onto the handle. And I do like this wood handle. You may think it's smooth or going to be smooth, but being wood, it's got a grip to it. You know, it's like you got that wood grain in there that adds a little bit of grip. So it's not slick at all, even with some soap on it. So worked out pretty good. I like it. So if you are into a Mercor 34C, look up the Krisp razor. You can get it off eBay. Doesn't cost you much. I think it's like 15 bucks, I think, when I bought mine. I bought a couple of them. And Sig liked it. Because he won my 100 subscriber giveaway. Speaking of subscribers, thank you. Laundry done. Gotta go fold laundry now. Morning chores. For those of you that grew up in the 60s and the 70s and early 80s, you're part of a group that's seen some change. That is smooth. All right. Right there. Got it. All right. That's nice. I like that. With the nice little, nice shave. Add in a little bit of Old Spice. Get that citrus and cedar. With a little bit of, I do miss the older version. It had more of a powdery aspect of it. I like that powdery part of it. But I do, you know, the new styles are okay. Fits the bill. But like I said, I do miss the older version. Okay, that was Ozark Mountain from Stirling. Nice soap. I like this scent a lot. Just kind of harkens back to the days when you go wandering the North Woods or the Southern Woods or wherever you got a lot of pine. You know, just like you get the loamy aspect of a pine forest going on. And that was the Krisp razor with some Statum blades. Work really good together. First use. Really just knocked everything down. This is a smooth shave. It reminds me. A little balm. Very dry. There we go. That makes it nicer. Yes, I do use balm every once in a while. It's lotion. Hand lotion. But you don't need expensive stuff to get the job done. Alright, so that is a shave of the day. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends. And we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.